All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I am laughing because news is broke about Gervonta Tank Davis putting a fork in everybody in the lightweight division, and that is because some big time numbers were revealed by Golden Boy Promotion. Let's talk about Gervonta Davis being the king of the lightweight division and the entire lower half of boxing. And we can stop pretending in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how some reality in the boxing world, okay? Some results have come in through a reliable source, Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy Promotion and Ryan Garcia of Golden Boy Promotion. Both revealed that Ryan Garcia in the Gervonta Tank Davis fight pulled in $30 million from that fight. $30 million in a fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. Yes, this has ramifications for the lightweight division, for the 140-pound division, and also it tells you who the man is, period. Because this is prize fighting. And as long as you're fighting somebody that is a professional fighter, an upper echelon professional fighter, you're not fighting somebody that's coming in from the UFC and it's kind of like a gimmicky type of thing. This scenario tells you really who is controlling what, or who will control what's going on in those lightweight divisions for the foreseeable future. And it is not the guy that holds all the belts at that division. And it starkly shows the difference between giving people what they want and being very strategic about getting something that will make and convince people that they are what you want. Let me explain. First and foremost, before I do though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a gigantic difference. Thank you for your sponsorships of the videos through the super thanks and the live streams that we do. All right, this is reality. This is not a conversation about what we want to be the case. All right. And I can prove this through many examples throughout the history of boxing. This is not something that just came up. This is something that has been the case the entire time. Gervonta Davis, if you just go by the basic back of the napkin math, shout out to Angry Man Podcast for their phrase that I steal consistently. Back of the napkin math, which means you're just grabbing some piece of paper and say, let's just try to figure out off what we know generally where we are with the money, right? Like if you make $10 an hour and you work 10 hours, that means you made $100. That's back of the napkin math. You're not going to exactly make that because you got taxes and all kind of other stuff, right? You got, you had to get there. There's costs associated with making it, all that stuff if you get into the details. So when I say this is back of the napkin math. If Ryan Garcia made $30 million out of the $100 million that those guys made in that fight, the fight made $100 million. And you say, okay, what is that 30% of? I mean, what is that 40% of? Because Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia had somewhere around a 60-40 split in favor of Gervonta Davis. Now, what would that mean? That would mean 30 million is 40% of what number? And that's what you would get Gervonta's. That is 75. It's 30% of 35. I mean, 40% of 75, which means 25 million would have went to everybody else involved. the stadium, whoever else, the different fighters, the promoters and all that, they made $25 million. Gervonta made $45 million. And Ryan Garcia made $30 million. So let me tell you what $45 million is for Gervonta Davis. That is Canelo Alvarez money. And it's Canelo Alvarez money off of a 1.2, 1.3 million pay-per-view sell and a $22 million gate, which is exactly what people have been saying that Canelo Alvarez has been earning. So what does that make Gervonta Davis in that division? It makes him the man. Just like at 154 pounds, when there was other people that had belts and Canelo was down there, but other people had belts, nobody doubted, nobody wondered who the man was in that division because other people had belts. At 160 pounds, when Canelo Alvarez was about to fight Gennady Golovkin, when Canelo Alvarez had one belt or did not have any belt, there was no doubt in anybody's mind as far as commercially and who everybody wanted to fight, who the man was at that point in time. It was Canelo Alvarez. Even though Gennady Golovkin was they were trying to sell Gennady something heavy over there on HBO. But no doubt about it. And the second one, no doubt about it as well. When he moved up to 75 pounds and he fought somebody that didn't have a belt in Kovalev and in Bivol, both of those guys had belts. Canelo Alvarez didn't. Nobody doubted who exactly was the man in that scenario either. It was the man that was bringing in the crowd. It is the man that is bringing in the money. It is the man that makes the whole boxing ecosystem work. Now, people on my live stream came up and said, well, no, it's always historically been about the belts. No, it's not always been about the belts. It's always historically been about the money. And the belt is something you get as a prize to memorialize the day that you won that fight. However, the money is what gets the fight made. The money is what those guys are looking forward to at the end of the fight. And trust me, they are not going to take that belt for free and give up that money. The recognition is clearly important because that's what the belt is. It's the recognition that you're an excellent fighter. And guilt trips aside about what people should want when they watch boxing, people show what they want when they watch boxing by who they pay to see, who they go to see. And that, obviously, at that weight class and below is Gervonta Davis. So any of this all of this make-believe stuff, which is coming from the alphabet organizations, funny enough, people up until recently knew to call them the alphabet soup organizations because they all got a bunch of belts with 5 different belts in between them, all trying to grab the attention of boxing fans and say, hey, we have a champion, pay to watch this fight. But when you have a guy that goes beyond that and only needs those belts because the sanctioning bodies are the only way that you really can fight. You have to have a fight sanction. But now you see Floyd Mayweather Jr. having an extended career just fighting whoever he pulls up to into in a parking lot and probably still making more money than 99.9% of boxers. We see what it is. Also, what does this also mean as far as what people are talking about with boxing and the pay-per-view model being dead and PBC going broke and Showtime going out of business and all of those other things? They all go out the window because once again, they've had one of the most successful nights in boxing this century. Now, I don't like to say in all of boxing history because honestly, any time you do anything, it's one of the best. But it's hard to get a real scale for the times that the people were living in in 1930s, right? Or the 1940s, and get a general sense of how somebody is big in their actual, in the era and in the time frame that they were in. But as of right now, this is gigantic. And Gervonta Davis is the only guy below 147 pounds that is going to come anywhere close to doing this. So please get past all of this nonsense about Eastern Europeans taking over boxing Please get out of here with this stuff that just because you became the undisputed champion at 23 years old, that somehow makes you king of the roost. That's not how the world works, man. It's not how the world works. The world works when, in boxing specifically, is what do the fans want to see? Who do the fans come out to see? And if somebody sets themselves apart in that regard, it trumps all those belts. And it's just a fact. But anyway, live in La La Land if you want, but that is a major accomplishment for Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. Congratulations on both of them pushing the envelope and getting the money and making boxing that much better, because now there's other people that feel like, hey, man, if we can come up with a matchup, there are enough people out here to get me that type of money. And that pumps life into the sport of boxing. Not like the belts, which doesn't do anything but pump confusion into the sport of boxing. Now, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.